Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ivy, for everyone who doesn't know, and welcome to my corner of the internet where I just talk about whatever the fuck I care about. And today in this video, we're going to be talking again about my experience at the 4Immeasurables retreat this last weekend. In my last video, I talked about more logistical things about location, what I was doing generally while in retreat, and my teachers. This time I'm going to talk about my personal experience and read from my journals, show you some of the art that I did, and just generally yapping. So I'll start by just naming my intentions for this video. I want to connect with you guys, whoever's watching, anyone, anywhere, at any point in time, not only about the experience of being in retreat, whether it's short or long, but also just the experience of wanting to open your heart for the benefit not just of yourself, but to see the impact on everybody, on all beings. There aren't too many people in my life that can relate to the experience of being in retreat because they just haven't, and they also have no interest in any religious or Buddhist practice, specifically Buddhist practice, but religious practices generally. I don't have too many people that I can meditate with at home. Um, and I think that my friends get it because they love me and they listen to me yap all the time. And I have some friends who actually are in like deeper spiritual practices, but it's not something that's commonplace in my area of the world. So my intention within this is to reach people who either want to start a journey of deepening their spiritual practices, specifically through retreat. If you're interested in the Compassion and Action Fellowship program, this may be a perfect video for you to watch. It's not talking about the summer retreat at all, because that was a year ago almost. I'm not really comfortable speaking on that because memory is not sharp. And not with this one over here. It's not that sharp. I also want to preface this by saying retreat is boring. It's very boring. If you don't want to listen to some random bitch yap about something that's kind of boring, spiritual-ish, then maybe this video is not for you. And maybe I'm also not the bitch for you to be listening to, because my voice doesn't like do all those like inflection things too much. I have to try to be engaging. If that's not something that you want to fight with, then probably don't watch this video. I don't do too much of this stimulating visuals and stuff like that. That's not where I'm at in my editing journey. So yeah, if you need all of that stuff to stay engaged, I have already coped with the fact that you probably won't stay here for long. And with the cadence that I'm going with this and how long I've been yapping, you probably are already gone. So to anyone who's still here, thank you. Drop a like, drop a comment on what your thoughts are. At any point in this video, I welcome it. I welcome the feedback and I welcome the engagement. Anyway, without further ado, let's let's get to it. My feelings arriving, not just in Montana, but at the retreat ranch as well, were excitement. I was very excited just to get there. My time before retreat, I've been really confused and disillusioned about life and spirituality. There are things that just weren't connecting, and it was before. At some point it connected and then I lost it. And retreat is really good for bringing you right back to center, yoking things back in. So something that I was feeling a lot was excitement to be back around my sangha, and happiness and love. I felt my heart open up immediately. Like the moment I saw them, it was like, oh my gosh, my people. Oh, yes. Yes. It's that feeling of seeing an old friend that you haven't seen in so long. And for us to have, like, we've only had but so much time together, like in person, but for us to have felt so close, that we fostered such intimate relationships, is that's just such deep value to me. It really is. I did have intentions going into retreat, and I actually like wrote them down before we were even asked about intentions going into the retreat, because I had some things on my heart. The first thing was to realign my relationship with spiritual practice and spirituality in general. I was talking with my spirits beforehand doing my divination, and they confirmed that that was something that I really needed to do. I have been Like I said before, I was just confused. I fell out of practice so profoundly when I came back home. Things were so chaotic and emotional, and the afflictive states were throwing me around. Like, it's like the attraction, the aversion, the ignorance, like everything was just whooping my ass. I was in that triangle, and they were tossing me back and forth like a rat. I just, yeah, I was getting rocked. Okay, I was getting rocked. I knew that I had to realign my mental view of my spirituality and my spiritual practice. I was back into compartmentalizing things as like, oh, this is spiritual, or like I'm spiritual in this way. And through like not just like the meditation practices, but through like sitting in the teachings alone, it reawakened me. It opened me up again to remember that we're all deeply connected to source, and source is us. Like, it's in us. We are source manifested. Every single thing that is out there is that. It'll just make all of our lives just so much easier when we are capable of being seen, heard, held, and valued just for being, without having to create stories around it, without having other people need stories for us to be valued and for us to be seen and held just because, and with our hearts open. I know it's really difficult to move into that right away, like just from the strength of knowing this information, but that's why I say that retreat is so precious. When you can engage in a sangha that's like just so aligned, and you can engage with practices and teachings that are just so aligned, with teachers that are so aligned. I don't know, I kind of like went in on it for a minute, but yeah. I thought it was gonna be like da 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 da, like, you know, but I know that I'm a yapper, and I just had to live with myself. Second intention going in, which is like a list of stuff as well, right? But I wanted to write, I wanted to immerse in the teachings completely, to practice the meditations and enjoy the time and space away from all of this. Like, especially enjoy the time and space away from all of this, okay? I can be really attached to my life as it is, and attached to my feelings about it, and it can be really difficult to lock into the practices of the four immeasurables when you're in a space where you don't feel immeasurable, when you're in an environment that doesn't, that is just, it is so measured. Patience is just so measured. Compassion is just so measured. Ability to have your heart open is just so measured. And of course, like, this is a part of the practice, to like be in these measured places and see how much you can expand and stretch yourself within the practices. And I know that me living with my family right now, being that I was once, like, it's just a totally different experience. I'm gonna say that, from living with myself. I really wanted to write poetry. Spoiler alert, I didn't get to that, but I did write a lot in my journal. I did a lot of self-reflecting, just digging deep beneath the layers of the things that were on my heart when I went there, which a lot was on my heart. And that's why I wanted to write. Those are the seeds for the poems to be written, if you will. The third one was to finally use my new divination system while fully understanding it. So, y'all don't know this because I didn't share it, and I'm still going to keep it on a hush. But I have been developing my own divination system because I literally cannot read tarot for myself, but I still feel a deep draw to engage with spirit on my own because I have that capacity and ability, and I don't want to be limited in my tools. I did actually go through a whole loop of the, oh man, like, maybe this is not for me. Is my practice gonna look so much different? Am I still a witch? And every time I go through this, like, letting go, this sense of emptiness within my practice, within my spirituality in general, and within my magical practice, these are the thoughts that cross my mind. And it's probably not the right thoughts to have cross your mind, but they do. And I'm just grateful that I have the resources to help bring me back to center, whether it's watching Kelly and Maddox on YouTube. I love her. And I'll just say that My new divination system is something that I have never tried before. It's something that I've never seen in practice before. So it was challenging to come to. And by the end of my retreat, I was actually able to get into that. So I'm really grateful for that, actually. The biggest thing, I have a star by it. I have a star by it was basking in my open-heartedness surrounded by others in the same practice. It's so safe and warm being held in it. It is such a key aspect of being in retreat, right? That open-heartedness that I was talking about. My friend Ori, he called it a love factory. That's what he called it. And that's literally what it is, because as we're sitting in meditations, we're generating this like boundless, literally, that's what the immeasurable is this boundless sense of love, care, compassion, joy for all beings. And it's literally being radiated and reflected to each of us. Imagine like mirrors all reflecting the same light that we're cultivating together as a group. It is the most like radiant experience ever. It's so freeing, and it's just so beautiful. I would I there's no words. I like, you see me, I'm like grasping for words to like to bring into this, but I don't have any. My vocabulary is not large enough. I don't speak enough languages. Like, oh man, like I'm just so grateful. Like right now I'm definitely feeling the love high, and I think that's really why I wanted to record the video today, because I just landed yesterday. I just got home. So although the boundlessness and the love high of it all is fading a bit, I wanted to be able to like show you. I wanted you to see it. I want you to feel it through this video, and I can feel it building up right now in my chest, like just emanating out towards all people who will be here, like just absorbing this, consuming this. You're consuming me right now on your little lunch break or whatever. It's just things. I'm yapping right now. I'm yammering right now. I'm not making sense right now, so I think it's time to move on. My favorite part about being in retreat, in general, and this one, is kind of the same thing. Because I've only had two retreats. The first one that I went to in the summer of 2025, and this one. Like actual retreats, like retreating from my world and being immersed into like a thing. My work with the Well Collective definitely helped inform the way that I showed up during these retreats, and helped me being so brave in my sharing and being so honest with myself and vulnerable. Yes, actual retreat that had nothing to do with anything, no work, no nothing except for what I wanted to bring to the table. These are my first experiences in that, and I can only see it going up from here. Even though, like, it's not really like a up, it's just like a deepening. My favorite part of the retreat experience is being with my Sangha. Being with Sangha, being with the people is my absolute favorite part. Even while we're not talking to each other, like during our noble silence days, all ways of interacting and engaging with someone is communication, right? And I'm not gonna lie, like even like someone like averting their gaze from me, because like I just naturally look up, and when I naturally look up and I make eye contact with someone, naturally I smile. And no one's allowed, like, you don't have to do that back. you know it's like exposure therapy to rejection. Because I just feel so rejected in my heart from all of that. But I know that's not the case. We're just all like really trying to lock into our practice and really like abide by the rules and the precepts of what we're getting ourselves into. I have no qualms with that, because when we're outside of noble silence, we really yap and we really connect and we smile and we hold each other with so much love. And there's no judgment, like literally like no judgment at all. There's like nothing being held against us. And even though like we are so very different from one another, and there are things that we may not understand, or even aspects of the retreat or our engagements that we may not like, we don't hold them against each other as people. We just acknowledge that it's something that we didn't like, and then we move on and try not to be closed off. Some like that's one part of it. My favorite, like getting into it is like being up all night and talking and going really deep into these various topics, especially like the night before going into noble silence. We just had to get all of our yapping out and just and just talk. This is my absolute favorite part. Yeah, I wrote being with my sangha up all night, talking and processing life deeply with love, actually being seen and held, feeling understood on feeling understood on a molecular level, okay? And I don't know, like we just play. We like it's like the experiencing the universe playing with itself, playing with its own consciousness, and we just get to play. That is such a beautiful aspect of being in retreat, especially with my sangha, with my people. And I do say like my people, like they're mine. They belong to me. When I say my people, I'm specifically thinking about my fellow cohort members, but it's also like the other people that were there. We got to experience each other and share with each other. Although like my comfort zone is the people that I know, breaking out of my comfort zone and engaging with people that I don't know is just as important, if not more important to me. And having that opportunity to connect and to see each other um, in our circles was, it was just beautiful. And engaging with someone different every time we shared was also something very beautiful. I got to see, I got to understand myself deeper with the things that I liked and didn't like, and experience that I wanted to continue and not continue, and just whatever came up for me or whatever. And also the spitballing and to see different perspectives, and to allow the play to deepen into just more play, and to feel that opening my heart more and more. That is just, yeah, yeah, it's the point. It's the point. Okay, that's what I'm getting at. That's what my favorite part. um Second favorite part is Deb's cooking. Okay, if you are part of the Namchak Foundation Sangha, if you get to experience any of the retreats out there in Montana, at the Namchak Retreat Ranch, at Casa Bodhi, you know Deb, you know Trey, you know Mary, and you know their food is the fucking bomb. Okay, like the only people that can get me to sit there and just eat mushrooms in my food without saying a word. Like, I don't want to be rude, so I'm gonna just eat it. And it's so good. It is so good. The fresh homemade focaccia, the best bread I've ever had in my life. Okay, vegan food that is just so delicious. And not like the first time I've had vegan food, but the only time in my life where I like consistently eat um dinner without that doesn't have any sort of meat at all. I love soups. Like, that was the first time I was really getting into eating a lot of soups and soupy foods. So good. Everything is just so fucking delicious, and the way that it's seasoned, the food is just like, can you see it in me? Do I have the crazy eyes? Like, I'm hungry for more. Like, so inspired that I came home and I made the carrot ginger soup myself. And it's not exactly the same, but my God, it is like, the fact that I wanted to make it again is just so good. We have these vegan gluten-free muffins that she made every morning. Just the fact, like the eggs themselves, like I don't like, it's good. It's just good food. It's just a different stuff that I'm able to eat and experience eating. It's just so good. The mushroom soup, I still don't know how to make that mushroom soup. Like, I'm begging Deb to make the cookbook because I want to know. But Deb's cooking is always so good, and she sometimes she like listens to mantras. She sings mantras while she's cooking and prepping, and her spirit is just so here, and her love just emanates through the food. And then we all stand together as a group praying over the food offering, and then we eat it together, and we laugh and we chat and we just share, and then going into the kitchen to clean the dishes, and everyone just bowing in gratitude for cleaning up, and everyone just like feeding you this love and this joy just for us being together and sharing these opportunities, sharing these moments, is something that I just love. But Deb's cooking, like eating together, yes. Deb's cooking, yes. Last but certainly not least, my favorite part is being in the elements, being outside. You go there, and it's an hour and a half scenic drive of nothing but Montana mountains from Missoula to Hot Springs, or like outside of Hot Springs, just like in the middle of fucking nowhere to find Kasapoti. I mean, like, beautiful. We see the bison, you see like the horses, you see sheep, you see cows. Um, there's the beautiful mountainscapes, just everywhere, mountains, the sky blue water, and it's just everything everywhere. It's just so gorgeous. And the conversations that we have on the shuttle there, just everything connecting, and just it just feels so great. It's just so wholesome. And then once you actually get there, the silence, the stillness of being out there in those mountains is perfect. There's nothing better. Going anywhere in a scenic mountainscape where it's non-polluted and people can just exist amongst the wildlife and things just are. There's no, there's no like light pollution, there's no overcrowdedness. It's literally like just spaciousness. That spaciousness translate like from outside, inside, outside. Like it's just so beautiful. Love being able to see the clouds move across miles and miles and miles of existence, of land unobstructed. I can see the shadow projected down. The mountains are so far away that they look close up. They're so huge, and like you would think that standing from afar that you can like just waltz on up that bitch, but you can't. It's steep and it's hard. Like being out there, I have a gajillion pictures on my camera and on my phone of just looking at the same view over and over again, going up a hill, and it's the same, but it's different and it's beautiful, and it's so fucking beautiful. And breathtaking. Like I just can't help but be in awe out there and just taking it all in. The amount of stars that a person can see out there. For some of you that don't know, I'm an East Coast born and raised girly, okay? Before going to Montana for the first time, the furthest west I've been was Detroit, Michigan. You know? And can't really see too many stars out there. But being out there and seeing the entire sky full of stars, I saw stars from my bedroom for the first time. Okay? That's something that I will never forget. Let me see, what else do I want to get into? My takeaways. So there are some things that we got into, like prompts and such, that we got into while out there. And I want to see, this is my Namchak journal. My spirit journal. I got it while I was out there during my first retreat, and there were just things like I primarily use it for that, like for the teachings that I get into in our community one meetings, and whatever else we get on when we are on our cohort calls every month as well. I write this stuff in here, keep it all in one place. Like I like being organized. There were sections of takeaways from the retreat. There were some like takeaways that I did at the end of our like basic teachings, and then there were some declarations that we did. The love high of mutual open-heartedness is only a snapshot of what's possible in the world. If only all of us awakened to our true nature as beings, all connected and craving that profound, deep connection in our hearts, that all of us want that, and all of us want us to be, we all want to be happy, and we all want each other to be happy on some level. Yeah, that was one takeaway that I did. When I was writing in my book, I wrote, repetition breeds one step closer to mastery, because we were learning these teachings again, and the refresher, like I said, it really realigned me to what I remember was true for me in my spiritual practice. I also wrote like some other like specific things, like privacy is necessary, and I'm grateful to have it. Zyrtec is necessary combined with Mucinex during travel. Allergies be kicking my ass no matter the time of year or where I'm going. I also wrote that Sangha is important for me because I need clear mirrors to see me. As a group, we're practicing and moving towards the same goal, and I have a lonely life where that's not a common occurrence. Also, with having the integrity to stick to our commitments and being accountable in our life without being mean about it, very important to me. And that was a takeaway that like I didn't really have words for when I left the retreat the first time, but I'm really glad that I was able to name that for myself. Just being there. So as for the declaration to the group, of what I'm actually going to do carrying this practice home, like details and distilled experience and whatnot, how I want to carry this forward. At first, like, I really didn't have anything because of my experience coming out of retreat last time. I wanted to remain open, so I reflected on that. And then as we shared in our group, I was able to talk with my girlfriend Saray, and she helped me like really synthesize my thoughts. And it's something that I love about my fellows, but specifically her, is that they're able to like really just braid in, like help me screw in that light bulb, you know. Some of y'all are gonna get that. That's like a term that I've coined talking to my cousin, and because I call her a light bulb screwer. Like sometimes like people need help, like they have the idea, but they need help like really churning it and turning it in so that that light bulb illuminates the room, so that the idea actually works. Like we need someone to like help us knead the bread of our mind so that we can better grasp and understand it. Because like if we're alone or like in like a sort of echo chamber, it doesn't help. But when we're around someone that can like offer us a different perspective or offer us like questions or probing, especially if it's mutually accepted and mutually offered, that kneading of the bread is very important, you know very important. So I am deeply grateful to Saray for being someone that can knead with me. And hopefully I'm someone that she can knead with as well. I will never truly know my impact on someone. I just know that, people love me and I'm grateful. And I love them back and I'm grateful. My declaration of practice, because I think that it's very powerful to share it and to be seen in sharing it. So although like my last ones kind of fell short because the causes and conditions just weren't aligned for me to maintain that. So first off, like I really do hope to like create and to be in creation of the causes and conditions that will help me further cultivate this practice and further deepen my spirituality so that I can be in meditation and in yoga and in my witchcraft for a deeper purpose and deeper meaning so that I can move forward with the other goals that I have. So boom, create smaller rituals. I have this idea that I need to be like in a very specific setting doing very specific things, like specifically meditating. I like to be sitting on the floor. I like to be in a clean environment, and they're just things. And I also like to do yoga beforehand, and they're just things that kind of get in the way. Like I had to do a lot of different tasks to prepare me for that, to prepare my mind and body to be in practice. So I want to be the one to create the causes and conditions to make this possible in a deeper way. But creating smaller rituals for the for the time being where I cannot sing and repeat mantras, and if I can't meditate traditionally, just do 6 deep breaths, just to stabilize my nervous system and to come back to what truly matters to me. Yes, that another commitment that I have is also like one of my key takeaways, like 2 things that I love to do is to shop. Is to like spend money and make art. And I just want to like continue doing that in a deeper way. And so this retreat I did spend money and I did make art. That's just 2 things that I love to do. I bought this book. It's called The Nectar of Manjushri Speech, and it's on the 6 perfections. I I had the pleasure and the privilege of reading this book a little bit during my last retreat because they have plenty of copies there. And I know that the 6 perfections are things that I really want to tap in with and to deepen my practice with, because I came to them on my own in my early 20s, like when y'all first met me when I was 20, 21, and I was really like grasping, like not even grasping because that's like baby with shit, but like I was understanding and I was like, oh, like I like these are key things that are really necessary for me to feel clear and calm within my life. So the 6 perfections, I learned that that's what they are. And Like that's what it is. That like that's the foundation, and they have actual teachings around it. They have actual practices that help deepen that. So that's something I want to be in practice of deeply, because even if I can't sit down and meditate, I can be an active meditation, like action meditating. Y'all saw what I spent my money on. And now I'm gonna show you the art. This is not the only thing of art that I did, but it's the first piece that I did, and to me it was really ugly when I made it, and it's especially ugly on the wall next to all of the beautiful pieces that my other friends made. They make like really beautiful pastel art, and this is just really messy. I thought the idea or story that I started with for this um may be revealed on a later date. I'm gonna just say that because I can talk about it later. It's actually like a whole thing. I didn't like it until other people started being like, you know, actually I like it. You know, it looks like something. But for me, like I had a story that I started with, and I don't know how I got to this. I thought I was gonna be able to make it look differently or whatever. I also like don't I'm not really a classically trained artist. I don't know how to use the tools for real. I was only able to take one art class when I was in high school, and I barely learned. It inspired me to want to learn more about like drawing and art making. But this is what I did. Something that was really big for me is making ugly art. I think that ugly art is really important, especially next to pretty art. And there's a whole story behind it, and it's crazy that the story is there and that it looks like that. Another thing is that I want to stay in contact with my people regularly. It's something that I absolutely need in order to remember myself and to remember where I am and who I want to be. To seek meaningful chats with those I have evidence in supporting me in ways that I need. I wrote that. I also wrote that if I can't immerse into these practices perfectly, keep in mind the intention of deep connection with our source and being mindful of what being spiritual truly is. I can't practice in a vacuum, so like that's why being in practice with other people is so important with me. Yeah. And there was also some questions that we were able to answer and talk with Lama Tsomo about, which was super cool to just witness her like engage with all of us, even though we had limited amounts of time. So I definitely got what I came for within the retreat, and I know that I can get more from these teachings and from these practices just by being in practice and continuing to be in communication with my sangha. Um, I want to do learning circles again with more people, opening it up to everyone that will be interested, not just, you know, people that I was talking to about it on a personal level. So, yeah, staying in contact and in practice is how I plan to get more from this, and constantly seeking more, not like more teachings, but to return to the teachings. And I did have some questions for her. I had a question about sympathetic joy. And I talked about it being one of the hardest ones for me to retain in meditation. And she just told me to practice. She's like, you had to like train yourself to stay in that. And it just takes practice. Um, and to give myself positive reinforcement and to build it incrementally. But something else that I wanted to talk about that I didn't get to talk about was the concentric circle. So usually in meditation, when we're doing any of the four immeasurables, we start with ourselves, and then we build outward to like someone that we love dearly, um, that is easy to manifest these sensations for, to this experience for, and then we move forward to someone that we feel neutral about, and then someone that we may feel a bit iffy on, someone that we may not, you know, that's kind of annoying, and as you get better at it, you can get someone that you don't like, and it's to develop that sense of equanimity, and then you go onward to like an entire city, an entire civilization, your whole state, your country, your providence, um, your whole nation, this specific group of people that across the world that experience these things, and then across all beings, period, across timelines and dimensions and existences. The thing is that I find it easier to do like actual concentric circles. She's called it anti-concentric, to go like from the self outward, but I find it easier for some of the practices to start at the greater macrocosm of existence and then working my way inward to myself. I find that to be a little bit more impactful, but sometimes it's just hard to retain attention with it in general. But my question was, I didn't really have a question around it, but I wanted to understand like her perspective. So because I wasn't able to get her perspective, I'm opening it up to anyone else who has a profound practice of the four measurables. What do you think about what I just said about the concentric circles? Like, I know that it's typical within our lineage or of practice, or the way that we were taught to start inward and go outward. I wonder, like, I think that, well, from my experience, it has built up a greater sense of equanimity so that I can offer like actual love and kindness, actual compassion, regardless of who's receiving it. Because I think that it starts out equanimous, or like starts in equanimity versus like starting with myself. So like sometimes it get like when I get to myself, like at the end of all of that, I get really emotional. I don't know if I got quiet or nothing or something, but I get really emotional. Um, because like I kind of find it difficult to start with myself, and I don't know if I'm actually, if I start with myself, I don't know if I'm actually feeling compassion. I don't know if I'm actually feeling the love and joy, you know. I don't know if I'm actually feeling like as an equal with myself within this. So I'm really curious to know your thoughts. If you made it this far in the video, if you made it this far in my yapping, I want to say thank you, and I'm sorry. And you're welcome. Because like it has to be a wild ride to sit with me on this, and it has to be like something crazy to be with me on this journey. Unless, like, for me it's an hour long. I don't know how short it's going to be when I chop it up and deliver it to you, but it has been a fucking ride. Okay. Oh yeah, I was like, a few things that I love: spending money, making art, but then there was a secret third thing, was just processing my life. And those are like the biggest things that I can do, like the best things that I can do with myself. I can do them in retreat. Of course, it's not like literally the best thing I can do, but the biggest thing for me that I wrote on this page was that judgments don't matter, and compassion changes everyone, including me. Judgments don't matter, and compassion changes everyone, including me. With that, I think that's it. I think that's everything that I can possibly talk about from my experience in retreat. I am currently in an integration moment. I'm still processing everything. I want to like go through the pictures that I have, the videos that I have, and just observe myself through the lens of the people that love me. There's that. And last part is last couple parts of this video. I thought I was gonna end it right there, but I have other stuff written down, and I feel like it's important to share. So I'm gonna just throw it out there. My feelings going home from retreat, just to bring things full circle, was completion, super open-hearted, clear as fuck, and lightweight, but not excited at all to leave. I miss you guys so much. I love you guys so fucking much. I feel like there's only a few people who are going to sit through this video and listen to me yap and yammer about this experience, and listen to my thoughts and my feelings. And for that, like, I'm so freaking grateful. Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you miss me? You know? Do you want to see my boobs? Yeah. And then the last thing that I wanted to touch upon was the point of view of my family and friends for me having these experiences and going this far. I don't know their perspective. Um, I only talk about going on retreat to some people, and I don't really go too deep into it. There's you have to ask certain questions for me to even feel like you're interested in knowing what it is that I do and what this experience is like, I have a hard time going into detail with stuff like this because I don't know how far I should go. You know, I don't know how far to go. I don't know what's important to you. Like, even though we may know each other for years, I still don't know what you want to know. A lot of people genuinely just don't know what I'm doing. A lot of people don't know what I'm doing with my life. They don't know what I'm doing with my time. They don't know why these things are important to me. And I'm not gonna lie, unless you get it, I don't know, it's like the girlies that get it, and the ones that don't, I don't have the patience to explain it to you, because I'm tired of my words being thrown upon deaf ears, and I don't want to waste my breath. Okay, I'm not the Buddha. I don't have the perfect words to teach you in your perfect way of being taught. Although, like, I'm not teaching, that goes for explaining as well. I'd rather be like unknown, and I'd rather be like just not understood than to be misunderstood. Or like for people to think I'm like crazy or whatever. But if they're interested enough, they'll probably watch this video. And if they're interested enough, they ask the right questions, or they ask about it in general, and then tune in and like be present with me as I share. A lot of people, when I went to Ireland and I wanted to talk about that trip, which is like a really chill trip, I'm not the most exciting person. So I'm not gonna fight to hold your attention. So that's why it's stuff like this, like I'm not gonna do all the things to make someone stay engaged with my video. I don't care. This is for me, you know? And I'm not going to do all the things to get someone to engage with me talking about my trip, because it was my trip. It was for me, you know? I would love to share more about my trip to Ireland, and I also just want to travel a whole lot more in general, and then talk about my travels, get into like editing my videos so that you can actually like see my travels, like as I'm traveling them, as I record about them and stuff. And I actually haven't even taken any footage off my camera since December, so that's still to come if I care enough to put it out there. So yeah, people don't really know what I'm doing, and I don't talk about it for real. So I just keep things to myself a lot of the time. I'm really one of those people that strongly believes that if you don't get it, you're not going to get it. And I'm not going to sit here explaining to you why it matters to me. With that being said, everyone loves me doing me. Um, they love that I'm out here doing what I love. And that's really all that matters to everyone around me. So I just lean into that. Thank you so much for being in this space with me and listening to me yap. Um, I am open to anything that you have to share about your experience in retreat. If you feel so confident and comfortable to make a video like me, send it to me. Share it with me on my Instagram, or on whatever way that you have to get in contact with the girlfriend. And I would love to see and hear you. I want to engage. I want to connect deeply, like intimately, genuinely, because I don't know, my heart's open and I give a fuck. And yeah, I if we've never met before today, goddamn. Like you're cool. Like you're cool for sitting through this. I hope that you have like comments just just rippling off with the timestamps on them as you watch this. I hope that you have been inspired to have your own retreat experience, and I hope that you've been inspired to look up some of the stuff that I was talking about. Maybe even look at one of my previous videos, or the previous video if you didn't already watch it, about the logistical things about my 4 Immeasurable retreat. Yeah, I'm so stoked. My voice is kind of lost. My ear still hasn't popped since I got off the plane. So yeah, you caught me right in the middle of all this open-hearted goodness, crazy energy. Man, I love you. Like I love you for this. Let's go ahead and dedicate the merit so that this good vibes, this good energy, and all that is here with us doesn't stop here, and it ripples out for all beings to benefit and be free from their suffering. So this is just going to be the same short dedication prayer that I got from I hope she's okay. This is just a small dedication prayer that we got from Lama Tsomo, and it's all encompassing, and I have it committed to heart. So let's just get into it. Anjali Mudra, deep breath. Another one. Holding and release. By the power of this compassionate practice, may suffering be transformed into peace. May the hearts of all beings be open and our wisdom radiate from within. Ashe. Thank you so much. Again, I'm like reeling in gratitude, but thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace, peace, peace. All money payment home, all the things. I hope that you have a wonderful, however your whatever is going, and I hope your life is just serving you in all the greatest ways. I hope you get into retreat yourselves to deepen your spiritual practice. I hope that you come across incredible teachers to bring incredible wisdom and to let it just ripple down your body like life's greatest nectar, like a waterfall, just pouring over you and seeping into your skin and into your heart, into your chakras, into your everything. I wish the best onto you. I wish for you to be genuinely fucking happy and free from the causes and conditions of suffering, my friend. That's what I wish for you. Get out of here. Go live your fucking life. And so beautiful here.